Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the online Doctor of Nursing Practice DNP Certificate of Advanced Graduate Study CAGS program. My name is Julie Anderson. I'm one of the enrollment specialists here in the online at UMass Dartmouth. Joining me today is Dr. Valerie Sini, who is the Graduate Program Director, Assistant Professor, College of Nursing and Health Services.
Welcome, everyone.
The session agenda for today is an introduction to online learning, an overview of the program, admission requirements, financing your education, helpful resources, and questions and discussions. Why choose UMass Dartmouth? We're ranked top 50 for best value PhD programs by Value Colleges. The faculty are active researchers and practitioners who bring their experience into the course lectures. There's a 24/7 online tutoring resources with live tutors, and we are CCNE accredited nursing programs. Why choose asynchronous? Asynchronous learning is a type of learning where you log in at your own time. It's designed for students that have a full-time job and have families and cannot come to campus for classes. So you log in whenever you like into this into these classes. And the same full-time faculty who teach on campus also teach online. Our online courses schedules are as follows. We have fall, spring, and summer. Fall and spring semesters are usually 14-week sessions, and the summer sessions usually 7-week sessions. Campus Connection Day, it's a day where once a year students from the various MP tracks come together on campus for a day. CAG students are welcome, but are not required to attend. And now I'd like to hand it over to Dr. Sini.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Dr. Valerie Sine, and I am I've been with UMass Dartmouth for 100 years. And I just want to talk about why this program is fantastic. Most programs, you come in and you become a nurse practitioner, but this program, you're starting from the beginning and going to the end, whether it's a BSN to a DNP or a postmaster's DNP, and you're going for just a little bit longer, but then you learn such valuable information that you can take into practice. So becoming a nurse practitioner is actually an incredible journey. It allows you to do things that you can't do as a registered nurse, and it allows you to have flexibility in your life. It allows you to be a little bit more balanced, especially if you're choosing, and I'm going to be a little biased because I am a psychiatric nurse practitioner, especially if you're interested in the psychiatric nurse practitioner track, because there's a lot of availability to open your own practice, to make your own schedule, and it really is awesome. And the fact that you add the DNP onto that and you learn how to do quality initiatives and evidence-based practice, you really can make a change. You can absolutely bring this into the community and you can truly make a change. So let's talk a little bit about how you can do that, right? So if you already have a nurse practitioning or an APRN master's degree, then you could do our CAGS program. So the CAGS program is for adult general primary care. It's 3 semesters. And for the psychiatric nurse practitioner program, it is 4 semesters. And for the adult gero primary care, you have your 3 didactic classes and your 3 clinical courses. And then for the psych, you have, what makes it a little bit longer is that you have your psychopharmacology course. And then it's the same. It's the 3 didactic classes with your 3 clinicals. The bachelor's or DNP are for registered nurses who have a bachelor's degree, but do not have a master's degree yet and want to go, stay the course and get it all done all at once. It's actually a fantastic program. There's a lot of support in it. I have been teaching at UMass Dartmouth since 2014, and I've been in this DNP and CAGS program probably for the last 3 years. And I have to say that it's probably one of the, and I do get students from other schools at the practice that I work at. And I would have to say that our program has probably the most support. And I think the most understanding for people who are actually working a full-time job and have a family as well. The postmaster's DNP is if someone who already has an advanced practice nurse certification. They already are a nurse practitioner. They already have that degree, and you come in and you're basically just doing the doctor of nurse practitioner courses at that point. And I want to say it's about 2 years of your time. And again, I can't stress enough. I have been the site mentor at other schools for, colleagues who are going through their DNP who have reported back to me that they get very little support. And I can tell you right now that if you decide to do the DNP program, the amount of support and the amount of guidance that you get, you're not going to get it anywhere else. It's real. It's real here. So let's talk a little bit more. So CAGS is if you already have an NP or an MSN in another, like an FNP or an adult NP, pediatric NP or an MSN, and an MSN where you've already taken your advanced pathophysiology course, adult health assessment, adults. I keep saying adults, advanced. I worked a 10-hour day yesterday and heard lots of clients. My brain is fried this morning. It's Friday. And advanced pharmacology. And I do want to stress, if you're interested in the psychiatric mental health CAGS program, those 3 courses have to be lifespan courses. So hypothetically speaking, if someone in this group right now is an adult nurse practitioner, it is not guaranteed that your 3 Ps that you've already taken are lifespan courses. So you may have to retake those courses in order to be able to come into the Psych NP program. So I just want to make that extremely clear, because we've had problems in the past where adult NPs thought they had taken lifespan courses and they actually really weren't. So I just want to make that very clear. The other thing that I just want to point out is the hours, the practicum hours. So right now it is 500 practicum hours. You might hear from other schools or from other programs, like the number should be 750. That, if you have heard that, that is a conversation that ANCC has been having, but has not made that determination yet. So at this time, the requirement is only 500 hours. When you begin your practicum hours, I know it says 170 on these slides, but we just had our accreditation and we just changed it to 180 per semester to ensure that you guys are good to go. And so 15 credits for APRN, 18 credits, and that the difference between those 2 courses is that psychopharmacology course. That's why one is 15, one is 18. And yeah, I have to be honest with you, they're awesome programs. You can't go wrong if you come into this program. Oh, I do want to point out CAGS. CAGS is open to Mass, Maine, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, and Vermont only, right? Because if you're from Connecticut, they have weird licensing issues and we can't meet their needs. So I just want to make that very clear. All right, so people might be thinking, okay, why should I go the extra, 18 months, whatever, to earn a doctorate degree? Well, one, for the awesome entitlement of being called doctor. I mean, that's awesome. We're not in California, so we can do that. If any of you have heard that ruling in California that the DNPs can't be called doctor, but in Massachusetts you can, and it's pretty cool. And also, it gives you a level of education and a level of knowledge that you just don't get when you just do, say, the straight nurse practitioner program. Especially if you're passionate about change. If you're passionate about change, if you're passionate about, damning the man and breaking the system and like maybe making something that's worth doing, that's why you earn a doctorate degree, because it's going to teach you how to do that. It's going to teach you how to network. It's going to teach you how to get into those organizations and those practices, and it's going to teach you how to change and make real change in the facilities that you work in. So I can't stress enough that the skill set that you walk away with is something that if you truly are passionate, you will take that into your practice with you. The other side of it is if you have a passion for academia, if you have a passion for teaching, then most schools, including ours, will hire people for full-time faculty if they have a doctorate degree. Now, there's PhDs and there's DNPs. And PhDs are if you are passionately in love with original research, and I cannot stress that enough. It's original research. You have to create something that's never been done before, and that is really what the PhD is all about. But if your passion is clinical work, if your passion is patient care, If your passion is practice and teaching, then the DNP is absolutely the way to go. That's all I have to say about that. Okay, so then the bachelor's to DNP is really a straightforward, linear track to get you from being a practicing RN who, might be in the field and is thinking, you know what, I could do better than this. Like I could make change. Like I could absolutely save the world. You don't have to save the world while you're in the program, but maybe in your future, in your program of study. And it is it's a fully supported program that gets you from your bachelor's degree straight to your DNP. I do want to stress though, because sometimes this gets really confusing, that if you do the BS, at least right now, it's something that we're talking about in the future, but as of right now, if you do a bachelor's to DNP, you do your nurse practitioner clinical hours before you do your DNP project. So why am I telling you this? It's important to note that even though you do your hours and you get all of that work done, you may sit for your exam the summer you begin your doctoral work, but you are not licensed at that point. You do not get fully licensed until you actually have your actual diploma, your degree. So I want to make that very clear. If you do the BSN to DNP program, you may sit for your boards the summer before your DNP work, but you won't be able to practice until you actually graduate, and then you can submit your actual diploma to get your board certification. You can get your passing of your exam, but your board certification will not come until you've actually graduated. And I think some people were confused about that in the past. So I do want to make that very clear. Now, is it something that we've been talking about, creating a carve out to be able to practice while you're finishing out your DNP? Yep, it's definitely on the table if that is ever a question that you might be having. It's not there yet, but it is something that we're talking about. And you can choose your pace. You can go as fast as 3 years and take multiple classes at once. You can take as long as 5 years. So it's really fully supported, and we really want to encourage people to do what is basically makes sense for their life. I did my master's degree while my husband was in Iraq as a Marine, and I had 2 children, and I worked full time. So I absolutely completely understand the concept of supporting our students, because I was that student. So we're definitely good at that. I do want to stress though, in case anybody in the audience is from Texas, we do not take Texas students at this time because that state changed some of their requirements, and we're currently looking into that. But right now we are open, no problem, to Massachusetts, Maine, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, and Vermont. Again, not Connecticut, because Connecticut with the CAGS just doesn't, they just have different requirements, and we don't meet those. Okay. So now the postmasters are for those of you who already have an FNP, who are an APRN, and you're really thinking about coming back to academia. You're really thinking about maybe administration in a hospital setting. Maybe you're thinking about working it like with your research council. If you work in a hospital setting that has one of those, maybe you work in a magnet hospital and you want to get really good at that in order to support your hospital. This is a really good program to do that. And it's about 2 years. It is a part-time. I think you have like 1, maybe 2 classes a semester until you get into that second year, which is your actual, your dissertation, like really your project year. And again, you are fully supported. You have your advisors, plus the actual faculty that teach in these programs are fully available. They have lots of time. They actually set up, even though it's an asynchronous program, I want to say like almost all of the faculty will offer weekly office hours where you always know you can access your professor at any given time. And I will say that the staff that we have right now are amazing at responding to emails too. So you are fully supported. And again, I just want to point out that this particular program is open to all US states except for Texas.
Okay, now I'd like to talk about the tuition and fees for this program. So the tuition is about $744.50 per credit. So you have to times that by 3. If you look at the chart that we have the BS, the DNP, Adult Gero, which is about 64 credits. It's about 47,648. We have the BS to DNP Psychiatric Mental Health. It's about 67 credits and approximately 49,882. The Postmasters to DNP is about 28 credits or 20,846. The CAG Psychiatric Mental Health is 18 credits. It's about 13,401. And then we have the CAGS Adult Gero, 15 credits or the 24 credits. You can see the breakdown there. The 15 is 11,168 and the 24 credit one is about 17,868. I do want to let you know that this is based on the 2025-2026 academic school year and it can change. Financing your education, we have financial aid. I always encourage anyone that wants to apply for this program, you can apply for financial aid as well. We have veterans educational benefits, employer tuition reimbursement benefits, and we also have a corporate partnership, which is 10% tuition credit. So in your application, there is a part there that says, are you a corporate partnership? So if you work at South Coast Health, Mass General Brigham's Health, or Amazon, select one of those and you'll get 10% off your tuition. And we also offer payment plans. We have an HRSA health workforce. The Bureau of Health Workforce, BHW, strengthens the workforce and connects skilled healthcare providers to communities in need. They offer scholarships and loan repayment to students and clinicians. So please try going into that website and see what you can apply for the scholarship and see what you can get. Admission requirements. So you do need an RN license for the bachelor's degree for NP for the adult gero or the psychiatric mental health. They must be in Maine, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, and Vermont. And the DNP postmasters, it will be any state in the United States except Texas. And we have the UMass Dartmouth online application. You go there and apply. This is where it gets tricky. I deal with a lot of students that apply, but they apply to the wrong program because they have a master's degree in nursing and they go into the BS, the DNP. So if you have any questions, please give us a call here at the office. I'll provide that number later in the slide. Um, please don't apply because what's going to happen is if you apply to the wrong one, you have to reapply to another one. So it is rolling admissions. We have a statement of purpose that you're going to need, 300 words or less, a resume. These can all be uploaded by you when you submit your application. You're going to see a drop-down menu with a PDF file. You can upload those there. And we do the official college transcripts. And this is the other part, 2 letters of recommendations. I get a lot of questions about this. So you must have 1 letter from a supervisor or professional nurse who holds a DNP preferred. And the other one has to be another letter from a nurse educator. I have a lot of people that don't have a DNP license or a non-nurse educator, and we have to reach out to you and say you have to provide the right letters of recommendations. If you have any questions of that, please reach out to us for that. And like I said before, if you want to keep in touch, that's our main email and the phone number. And this concludes our presentation.